Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you. I'm sorry about the last video. I know I said I was going to go in sort of chronological order about how things happened and up to this point, 2019 that we're in now, from 2014 to 2019, and I kind of took it out of turn because something happened this past weekend that I wanted to get out. I didn't even get a chance to tell my boys what happened, but that's why I went ahead and just made the video. Most of these videos are for them so they'll know what's happened all this time from 2014 up to present day in 2019, and unfortunately keep continuing to happen. But that video was, I just got a little spooked by what happened, and I had to put it all out there while it was fresh in my mind, so I apologize for that. But I guess that's the whole point of all this anyway. So anyway, I'll get back to what happened next after the Golden Corral incident, where the cup moved and we heard all the growling and that whole 9 yards. A lot of stuff happened after that up until the next incident, which took place in December of 2014. But all those months, in between, little things happened. I mean, nothing, major or anything, but a lot of little things. And I say they're little because to me, I'd rather have the little things like that happen than some of the other crud that's been happening, and it has happened. We'd hear doors slam. We'd hear things fall. We'd have things come up missing. A lot of stuff like that. At one point, my wife and I were downstairs in the living room, and we'd hear footsteps above us. And, I know the difference between, house settling noises and little things. I mean, these were footsteps above us. You could hear like the wood depressing as somebody stepped, because you can hear that creaking sound, and it was footsteps. It was like boots. I'm like, what in the heck is this? But that's happened a few times during that time period from July up until December. A few things like, just odd things happened. I can't even say because half of it was just little things, one of the things that happened was my wife. One time she was taking Max out. She gets up early in the morning to take him out about 5 o'clock when I get up for work. And she was taking him out, and it was dark out. And as she got downstairs and approached the front door, she heard somebody or something. Well, I say something because there was nobody there. Say her name. It whispered her name in her ear, and something grabbed her ankle, scared the heck out of her. I don't even think she took him out to pee. Honestly, I think he pissed the floor. But what do you? Something says your name. Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame her. I don't blame if she peed on the floor, honestly. I probably would have peed on the floor. Yeah, that kind of crazy anyway. But then later on, another day down the road there, another thing like that happened to her. But this time she actually made it outside. She went out there to take him out. It was dark out. And she had him on the leash, and he was like, as soon as she got downstairs, he alerted and started his little barking like he was wanting to go run after something. He kept pulling her, trying to get her to go around the house. And, it's dark outside, So she's like, yo, chill out. And he was just wanting to get back there. And she's like, well, maybe it's a raccoon. We've had raccoons getting in the trash. Could be a squirrel, could have been anything, And I bring that up a lot because there's a lot of doggone squirrels around here. And I hate them things. But she got, she was like, what is this? She almost went behind the thing to look. But it's really dark back there. We had a lot of foliage and trees, everything all over the place. And, she was kind of like a little scared to go back there. And he's pulling her. And for a little Yorkie, he's a strong little sumbitch. And he was pulling her back there. And then all of a sudden she heard her name called from the dark around the side of the house. And that scared the heck out of her. And she ran back in the house and dragged him along too. I don't even know if he, like I said, even got to do his business then, because he was kind of PO'd and trying to get off into the dark after whatever was back there. But she heard her name called. And this is one thing. You hear noises, boxes dropping, doors closing, whispers, weird things, things like that. But to hear something call your name, there's nothing in the room, there's nothing there, there's nobody around, something's whispering in your ear, your name, they know your name. It's not like, hey, you, whatever. It's just like your name, hey, Dawn. It's like, holy crud. That's scary. It's concerning. It's like, what in the world is going on? What is this? Why is this happening? I have no idea what we've done to get this all started. Thinking back on our youth, did we screw around with Ouija boards? Yes, I've messed with Ouija boards way back in the day. I mean, I had to be like 5 years old or something like that. But, back then, they even had like I don't know if it was like a Milton Bradley or somebody, one of those companies put out a freaking Ouija board. So how was I supposed to know there was nothing wrong with that? Back in the day, that's just the way it was. I was born in the late 60s and, grew up in the 70s, and, that stuff wasn't an issue as far as we knew. But, yeah, now it's like, oh, did you mess with Ouija board? Yeah. It's like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Well, you're telling me now it's too freaking late. My wife said she probably did that stuff back in the day. But, I hadn't had really growing up and coming through this whole time, I've never really had anything happen like supernatural or weird, and I've always been interested in different things, but it's like none of it stuff ever happened. And, once I got together with my wife, here comes all this stuff. And it's like, what is going on? So I feel like it's either got something to do with her, something's attached to her, something following her. She's sensitive to something. I don't know, because I don't know. It's just driving me crazy. I have no idea what to do with this stuff. But in any event, we basically had all these little things happening. And I know that's probably not little to somebody. And to me, and I'm just saying it's little because, I get scared sometimes and I just try to play things down because that's what we do. We've been living with this for, since 2014, we've been living with this mess. And, it's kind of hard to get scared about certain things, but somehow this still manages to pull on the fear bone in our body. But anyway, in December of 2014, my grandkid, Tobias, was the only grandkid that we had at that point. He was just, little. He wasn't that old. It was within his first year of life. And my daughter, Sarah, and her husband, Joe, were coming back from Germany to visit us for Christmas, along with Savannah and Nick up in New York, coming down to visit us for the holiday. And I was concerned. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of like in the back of my mind going, all this stuff's happening to us. We're hearing all this crap. We're dealing with this mess. And what's going to happen here when they get a baby in the house? I'm like, I don't want anything to happen to my grandson. I don't want anything to happen to my daughters. I really just was kind of getting concerned about, should they even be coming here? In the back of my mind, I'm like, I don't know if you want to attempt this because, I don't know, watching them shows and all that other crud, oh yeah, babies will attract it and all this mess. I have no idea, I was just scared, I don't want nothing messing with my grandbaby. But they came, they were here for a few days. Everything seemed to be going fine. And then we were all in the living room playing and goofing around with the baby doing peekaboo, and that's fun, fun but annoying, hearing peekaboo 500 times. But yeah, it was fun, and we were goofing around. My daughter was using her little video on her phone and recording stuff, and she captured orbs circling the baby, like it came down from the ceiling and was like, and then there was other ones that shot around intermittently through here to there. And but that was on the video that she was recording. And one of the other ones was which I'm going to show you here in a few minutes, was orbs coming up from around the baby, and like one, and then another one shooting up from, like, looked like it come out from his head, but whatever. I can't find the other one that had the orbs circling down, but I did find this one, so I'll He's so cute. What it is, I did edit it a little bit as far as cutting the time down, because I know you don't want to hear peekaboo 500 times like I had to. It drives you crazy. It was fun. It's cute. But Lord Almighty, I mean, seriously, peekaboo, peekaboo, peekaboo. It's like, that was scary, and half the ghost stuff I had to deal with. But anyway, before that happened, we were all sitting in the living room, and, we're taking pictures of each other and enjoying each other's company. And Savannah brought her dog Tiny, and her and Max were playing, and Irwin was their other dog. He's running around playing with them too. And then all of a sudden, Tiny just stops, and stops playing and goes up to this little picture of my wife's deceased mother and older sister, and we have hanging on the wall, and just stops and stares at it. Man, it was so creepy. I mean, she just stopped. What she did was like, she just sat there looking at this picture, wouldn't move, you know, and it was just weird. I mean, seriously, you're like, hey, dogs all flipping around and they're nubbing at each other's necks and playing and flipping over and showing each other their ass and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden she just stops just like that. Just stops and sits up straight, like at attention, looking at this picture. And she wouldn't move. And then she was looking around and, you know, like following something with her eyes a little bit, but she still keep looking at that picture. And it was just creepy as heck. I mean, seriously, it was creepy. And I'm like, y'all, look at this dog. See, look what she's doing. And everybody was looking, and it was like, oh, what's going on? And they're calling her, Tiny, Tiny, you know, and she wouldn't respond. She just sat there. And then after a minute or so, she finally just eased off and went about her business like nothing had happened. It was just creepy. I'm sorry. That, and then them orbs floating around, you know, the baby, which we didn't see till after she played it back, you know, that was creepy too. And I'm just like, and we're all like, yeah, everything's fine. Everything's great. Let's go to bed. Yeah, really, like, you want to go to bed now? But anyway, I was worried about them going to bed and having any issues. And as far as I know, nothing else happened. That visit, it was just the orbs and the dog acting funny. Savannah did say that she has like this little sleep machine or whatever that has the sounds on it, the ambient sounds of the ocean and the wind and the rain and all that stuff. And she said that cut on and off every now and then, but it was not a big deal because it was, you know, electronic device. So we weren't scared about that. She didn't get scared, thank God. So it was no big deal. She didn't worry about it, then I wasn't going to worry about it. I still don't think it was a natural thing that was happening, but she didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear it, so we left it at that. But that's what happened at Christmas. And I don't know. I just, all the stuff that's happened from that point all the way up to today is just driving me crazy with this stuff. I know nobody's going to believe me. I put this out here for my sons and whatever, and I kind of wanted just to get feedback from other people about, you know, what I could do about this. I've already done the paranormal investigation team thing. I haven't talked to a preacher or a priest, but I really don't want to, because even the pastor at the church we go to now is even so, I don't believe in ghosts, and I think all that's hooey and this, that, and the other, and was just saying a lot of stuff about that. And I'm like, well, sure, yeah, I can't talk to him about it because he obviously thinks I'm going to be a nutbird. But I just don't know what to do. And, you know, I hope if anybody else has had any problems with this or is having any issues like this, let me know what you're doing that's worked, because I've tried all kinds of crap. Like I said, paranormal team came in. I had them do the blessing of the house. I'll go over that later. That happened the following year in November. But a lot of stuff happened up before that, to the point where, like I said, got even physical with things, you know, messing with my wife. And it's, oof. Anyway, but thank you. That's all I got for today. And I'll talk to y'all later. All right. Bye.